Today I want to show you how to maximize a space in a small kitchen. It can be a nightmare for most people because you just don't know where to put everything. So I'm going to give you some ideas and tips that I've done in this galley kitchen. There's very little cabinet space, very little storage space. So what do you do and how do you do it? So let's get started. So now I'm going to be real. A lot of people do not like things on their counters. I understand that 100%. If I could have everything clear and a few things on the counter, that would be fine. I would love that. That's not my situation. I have to adapt to what the situation is. So I have to make use of every bit of space that I have. And that's exactly what I'm doing and what I'm going to show you how I chose to do it. And you might like some of my tips and you may say, it's too much for me. I can't do all of that. But just keep in mind, you have to deal with the space you have. And you want to enjoy your space and love it. It may not be your dream kitchen or your dream space, but you can make it the best you can so that you can exactly love your space as much as you can. So first, I'm going to talk about how you situate things. So this is the stove, microwave, cabinets on top, which rarely get used, cabinets on the right and lower. So how do you organize? So what's the best way to kind of do a clockwise or counterclockwise organizing? So on the left of the stove, even though I'm right-handed, I always put utensils, things that I need to get my hands on when I'm cooking or doing prep. So I always put those type of things in the drawer right next to the stove. And then also I use marble or some type of cutting board that I leave right next to the stove at all times. Because I could just want to cut something up real quick and I'm not getting out another cutting board or whatever. It's just, I don't know why, but I love having this here. It's been really, and I don't know if it adds a look to it that I like, but it's also functional. So I go ahead and use it. I can cut something up real quick and throw it in. If something I'm making some eggs and I want to cut up some onions or some tomatoes or whatever it is I'm putting in my eggs, I can just go ahead and slice it up real quick and bring it in. So this side is for anything that you're really using to cook. So I have 2 utensil holders. Most people get one. Which, that's how we look at it. You get 1 utensil holder, but you can do 2 utensil holders. So I have one for the wood, my wooden, anything wood, because of course for nonstick items, you cannot use anything that's going to scratch it. So I have to have something for my wood spoons and spatulas. And then I have another one for other items that are the non-wood. So I have 2 different utensil holders. Now, that might look like a lot, might look really cluttered. I've learned to live with it. It works for me, and I need easy access as well. Then I have my coffee station. A lot of people love their coffee, and it took me a minute to get this together, to be honest with you. It really did, because I have my Nespresso machine. I'll get it together. I have my Nespresso machine, and then my coffee pods, have to have my sugar, and normally I have my flavorings in here. I'm out of everything, so I just have to refill any kind of flavors I use for my coffee. And I said, okay, how do I put everything in here? Then I have my Alexa show that I love to listen to music or watch something while I cook. So it all had to come in, and there's no space for everything. So I had a tray. This is a serving tray, small serving tray, that I just turned right side up and placed all my coffee filler, my coffee essentials in here, and I put the Alexa show on top. So that's holding it for me. Now, it would have been down low. I wouldn't have been able to see it. So I had to find a way to get it up higher and make it functional. And that's what I did. And then on the coffee, my Nespresso machine, I put it on an angle. So everything's not coming this way. Then I wouldn't have had room for the coffee, and it would just, but it's not in the way. So you got to think about how you're using your space. So it's not in the way I can put my coffee cup here, go ahead and make my coffee and go about my day. And I have my pods all here. I put my sugar here and it's ready to go. So like I said, someone who doesn't like a lot on the counter, this might seem overwhelming, but we're talking about trying to save space when you have a small space, have the best use of it. So we have the utensils here, and then here, I would suggest everyone to get one of these. I love these, the plastic, the wax, the foil. I usually use the plastic and the foil more than anything. This, I love. I love this gadget. Everything goes in here. It doesn't look messy because I like everything nice and neat and clean and organized. So that's definitely something I would recommend. I bought that one off of Amazon. So, and then also I have my something to measure a weight if you're a scale for your food. So I have that here too to stick around the top. So if I need to use it, it's right there. So I stacked it. So think about how that's being used. The side of the refrigerator, I really have been considering making something to put on the side of the refrigerator. But again, I don't want it to start looking cluttered. And I'm afraid it will look cluttered if I do anything else. I don't like magnets on front of the refrigerator. So I put everything on the side. I need those. I grab them when I need them. So let's talk about this side, the right side. So I love caddies. I love a caddy. Get everything you need. Put your things that you're going to use for cooking right on your caddy that you have access to. They're great. So here was my challenge. I had my knife holder facing this way. Well, when I did that, there was no room for the caddy. And it honestly took me a minute to figure out what to do here. This was not instantly, this is what I did. It was like maybe 2 weeks before I was like, you know what? Let me put the knife holder in this direction. It's not the prettiest one. I want a new one. So I'm not using it for aesthetics. And I wanted to use my caddy. So I just turned it sideways. I can grab a knife when I need one, my scissors, everything, but it's behind it. So that worked out. Again, I put another marble piece right here, another cutting board. So it's okay, girls. I have one on the right side and I have one on the left side. So I love having them here. It's not a big deal, but, and then this is when you scoop up when you cut something up, scoop it up and put it in your food. So in whatever you're cooking, your pan. So this works really, really well for me. I love the way that came out. Again, small, very small space, short on space, you got to make the most of it. I don't believe in a junk drawer, so I always have to make a place for everything. Now, I got my seasoning drawer. So I have seasonings here, and I have it in the above cabinet on this side. I'll show you this one real quick. This is not, it's not as neat as I'd like it to be. I hung some more extra measuring spoons and cups on the door. And that's a good idea too, if you don't have any room in your drawers. But, so I have seasonings here, and I have seasonings in the drawer. Now this was made with Dollar Tree picture frames. You can get it online, pre-made for like $18. I saw on Amazon, but you can make it 2, 4, 6, $7. And I made it myself. So you just stack, it was two, there's 2 here, 2 and 2. 2, 4, 6, so it's about $7. So whatever way you like to do it. But you can get the pre-made one, and it does the same thing. They're both plexiglass, so it doesn't make a difference. So that's how I handled that. So if you're going from left to right, so you got things that your seasonings on one side, your utensils and everything on the other side. Think about how you need to use your space. So we're going to come around here. Again, this might work somebody's absolute nerves with all this on the counter, but we're working with limited space. That's how we have to think about it. So let's start with here. I have an air fryer that I use every single day. There's no reason to put it away. There's nowhere to put it for one, and I use it every day, so it stays right there. I have another caddy right here for things that I use every day as well. So it could be, I have oils, some syrup, and that's basically what's in here, pesto, just things like that. So just things that I can get my hands on real quick without having to dig for it. A little decorative, and I have a bamboo cutting board right here. This is the plexiglass cutting board. You might have seen it on Amazon. It has the lip that you can just cut everything, and it just goes down into the lip. You just click the lip on. I don't know if you've seen it. Honestly, I think I paid way too much for that. It's pretty, but it's not as functional. It moves around a little bit when you cut, so you just have to keep pushing it. So, because there's no grip. So I would save my money on that one and not buy that plexiglass cutting board. It looks gorgeous. It sold me, but it's not worth it. Not in my opinion. So to each his own. So then we have this I made. I think I have a video of that, how I made that with Dollar Tree items. So I needed another quick utensil holder because I'm a, let's see, I kind of do overload on things in the kitchen. I love nice things. I'm always buying something new. I didn't need these gold spatula and spoon, but I bought it because guess what? It was gold. That was it. That was it. So I have that here. Then I have, of course, my paper towel holder. I considered doing it above, but I don't know. That didn't work for me. Aesthetically, I wasn't happy about that idea. So it doesn't look too cluttered, but it's a little bit of everything that I need. On my top of my air fryer, I have something for fruit. And I mean, this is it. This is the space. So then I have bought this. This is another cutting board. This is another one of those things that's, oh, I love it. You cut everything up, put it here. Now, honestly, this is not a necessity. This piece I love. When I wash something, I just put it on here. This is for baby bottles, but man, they come in so handy. I love this thing. This thing really, really comes in handy. I would get this, whether you have a baby or not. They're made for baby bottles, but they're great. So I would get one of those, hands down. You gotta make sure you clean it like every day or every other day on the inside. So that's how that, I think that is holding a lot of items. And again, if I'm over here cooking and I want to stir something, I can grab a utensil out of there, a spoon or whatever, and I can keep moving. So let's go into the drawers. Let me tell you something. These drawers are so small. I said, I don't even know what they were made for. I don't get it. But I have to do the best I can with what I have. So I had to fold my towels, my dish towels. They're folded. And then I have a couple of, mitts for the oven. And my towels are folded. I have plenty of other towels. This is just what I keep in here. And then when I have some new ones. When I want to freshen them up, I just put the new ones in here. But fold them, because if I laid them flat, you can't get as many in. So I have to fold them. And that's how I did that. Then I'm coming over, again, think about how you're using your space. You got to kind of maneuver where you're not reaching for something. Like if I was cooking and my spices were over here, that wouldn't make sense. It's behind me. So I had to turn around, get spices, and turn back around to the stove. So use everything in the way that you need to use it. Place everything the way it's being used. So I use cloth napkins. I've used them for years. I love having cloth napkins. I wash them and put them away. So that's something I would suggest to do. Cloth napkins, they're really nice for one. You feel like you're treating yourself rather than getting a paper towel or a napkin from whatever restaurant you got your food from, and it's a paper napkin. Get some cloth napkins and use them, wash them, put them away. Really nice to have. Then this drawer was here. Oh, my silverware. So silverware, look how tiny this drawer is. I wanted to use that silverware drawer that's on an angle now. It's angled. That doesn't fit in here. That's in the next house. That's actually in the dream home. okay? So it's not working here. What do I do? So I just have a regular utensil holder, and my roller is just sitting right on top, right there. So it didn't have to go all the way down. Just think about how you're using it. It doesn't need to just slide all the way in. It's right here. It doesn't get in the way. And look at it, goes with everything aesthetically, right? So, like I said, I have extra silverware all in the back. I hate running out of silverware. When you buy silverware, buy at least 2 boxes of whichever one you're choosing. I go to Home Goods mostly for my silverware. I get 2 boxes of the one I like when I'm buying new silverware, because 4 large forks, you use that in a matter of what? If you have 3 people in the house or 2 people in the house, 4 forks go immediately. So I always double up on the when I purchase my silverware. So, and then like I said, I just have the extra silverware in the back. If I need it, I can grab it. Then if I come over this way, I did get the rack for the sink. I like having that in there for when I put my glasses and everything there, so just grab that as well. Then I have another caddy for my dish soap and my hand sanitizer. So I haven't labeled it yet. I know which one is which. This is my, not dish soap, I'm sorry, hand soap and hand sanitizer. So this is my hand soap. That's my hand sanitizer. So a little flower on here, and it's on another caddy. I'm this is kind of a thing that I like to have around. Then, like I said earlier, I don't have a junk drawer. So let's see here. This drawer has, that's the amount of junk. That's about it. And it's a few lights, and it's just a few pieces of like, okay, I don't know what to do with that right this minute, and that's where it is. This is, because if you have a place for everything, everything has a place. Does that make sense? So really make a place for everything so you don't have to have that big junk drawer. I've had one growing up all my life, had one as an adult most of my life. Then I was like, I don't like having a junk drawer. And I really just went through it and narrowed everything down, and I haven't had one since. So I haven't had one for years. This is as much as it gets because everything has a place. So to the right of my sink, I have another little, these from Dollar Tree, these containers, these long ones. And I put some straws in here because I use the steel straws. And then I have some extra forks and spoons, the large ones, when I use for serving. So I always just know those over here when I need them. Because I don't use those regularly, they don't need to be with my other forks and spoons. So that's how. This is something else I really wanted to show you. How to stack your containers for your food containers that you're going to put in the refrigerator. Stack them up, not laying down, because if you lay them down, you got to go dig for the right one. When they're stacked this way, you can grab exactly what you need, and it's perfect. I've been doing this for years too. So you just grab what you need, the size you need, without having to, because if you lay them and stack them up, you're digging and you're making a mess, and you have to fix it. And then I put some extra cutting boards on this side here. So if I need a cutting board, I can go down there and grab a cutting board. Use your space. But this is an idea. So a lot of I love containers like this for the kitchen, and find a way to use them. Okay, but stack them like that. I think you'll love that idea. That's one of my favorites. Think about your space, how you want to use your space. You got to tighten it up, figure out how just how everything should flow. And don't worry about it getting too cluttered. As long as you kind of can think of a way to maneuver everything and make it make sense, I think you can be very happy with it. Now, I did do a video of the pantry, a previous video of my pantry. Oh, I'm going to show you the lights too. The lights, come on. I put the lights on under the cabinets. I don't know if you can see them coming on and off. So I have lights. So at night, they can be pretty blue lights or whatever color I want them to be under the cabinet. Give it some nice ambiance. So As I was saying, my pantry, I did a video for that. So you can go, and if you go to my channel, you will actually see the pantry and how I organize that and how I use that for storage. Okay. But yeah, just wanted to give you a rundown and how to just kind of like organize the space that, you're thinking, I don't know what to do with this. It's too small. I made this happen in this very small space. But when you go look at the pantry, you're really going to be impressed on that one. Okay. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time.